Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Bible Summary Series. Today we're starting in Joshua chapter 11. When Jabin, king of Hazor, heard about what had happened to the 5 kings, he sent word to Jobab, king of Madon, the king of Shimron, the king of Akshaph, and all the surrounding kings, the Canaanites, Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites, and Hivites. Together they all marched out with their enemies, a mass of force, as numerous as the sand on the seashore, with countless horses and chariots. The kings joined forces and camped together at the waters of Merom as they prepared to fight against Israel. But the Lord said to Joshua, "Do not be afraid of them, for by this time tomorrow I will hand them over to Israel, slain. You are to cripple their horses and burn all their chariots." So Joshua and all his warriors launched a surprise attack at the waters of Merom and caught the enemy off guard. The Lord gave them into Israel's hands. Joshua and his men struck them down and chased them all the way to Great Sidon, to Mizrephoth-maim, and to the valley of Mizpah in the east. They struck them down till not a single enemy remained. Just as the Lord had instructed, Joshua crippled their horses and burned their chariots. Then he turned back and captured the city of Hazor, the head of all those kingdoms, and killed its king along with its inhabitants. Then they burned Hazor to the ground. Joshua also took all the cities of the kings who had attacked them and struck down their kings with the sword, just as Joshua had commanded. However, Israel did not burn most of the fortified cities, only Hazor. Then the Israelites took the cattle and the plunder from these cities for themselves, but they killed every inhabitant with the sword and left no one alive. So Joshua followed the Lord's instructions exactly. He obeyed everything Moses had commanded him to do. And he took control of the entire region, the hill country, the entire south, all the land of Goshen, the lowlands, the plains, the mountains of Israel and their valleys, from Mount Halak near Seir, all the way to Baal-Gad in the valley of Lebanon. Below Mount Hermon, Joshua captured all their kings and struck them down. This was not a short campaign. Joshua fought a long time against these kings. None of the cities made peace with Israel, except the Hivites living in Gibeon. All the rest were taken in battle, for it was the Lord himself who hardened their hearts and caused them to come out and fight against Israel, so they could be utterly destroyed. During this time, Joshua also wiped out the Anakim, the giants from the hill country, from Hebron, Debir, Anab, and all the mountains of Judah and Israel. He completely destroyed all their cities. None of the Anakim were left in Israelite territory. Only a few remained in Gaza, Gath, and Ashdod. In the end, Joshua took the entire land, just as the Lord had promised Moses, and gave it as an inheritance to the tribes of Israel, each according to their allotted territory, and the land finally had rest from war. Joshua chapter 12 lists all the original kings of Canaan and the territories they had possessed. In total, 31 kings fell before Israel, kings of mighty cities like Jericho, Jerusalem, Hebron, and Hazor. By chapter 13, Joshua had become an old man, and the Lord said to him, "You are old and stricken in years, and there remains yet very much land to be possessed." God then listed all the territories that remained for them to conquer, and said, "I myself will drive out all the people who live in the hill country, from Lebanon to Mizrephoth-maim, including the Sidonians. But you are to divide up this land by casting lots, as I commanded you, and give it as an inheritance to the 9 remaining tribes and the half-tribe of Manasseh." The other tribes, Reuben, Gad, and the other half of Manasseh, were given their inheritance east of the Jordan River, though these 3 tribes did not manage to drive out all the people of those territories. Some groups, like the Geshurites and Maachathites, remained and continued to live among them even to this day. And as they conquered the territories east of the Jordan River, they killed Balaam, the son of Beor, the soothsayer, along with the rest of the inhabitants. As for the Levites, they weren't given any land as an inheritance. Instead, Their inheritance was the offerings made to the Lord, just as God had said. In Joshua chapter 14, Eleazar the priest, Joshua son of Nun, and the tribal leaders gathered together to oversee as the lots were cast and the land divided among the remaining 9.5 tribes. Then the people of Judah came to Joshua at Gilgal, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite said to him, "You remember what the Lord said to Moses about you and me at Kadesh Barnea. I was 40 years old when Moses, the servant of the Lord, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to scout out the land. I brought back a report that was honest and from my heart. But the men who went with me made the people lose heart and become afraid. But I wholly followed the Lord my God. So on that day Moses made a promise to me, saying, 'Surely the land where you set your feet will be your inheritance, and your children's forever, because you wholeheartedly followed the Lord.' Now look, here we are, and the Lord has kept me alive for 45 years since that promise was made. All this time, while Israel was wandering in the wilderness, God preserved me, and today I am 85 years old. Yet I am as strong today as I was when Moses first sent me. I have just as much strength now as I did then, for battle and for travel, whatever is needed. Now therefore give me this mountain that the Lord promised me. You remember that the Anakim, those giants, were there, and that the cities were large and heavily fortified. But if the Lord is with me, I will be able to drive them out, just as he said." Then Joshua blessed Caleb, son of Jephunneh, and gave him Hebron as his inheritance. So Hebron has belonged to Caleb ever since, because he followed the Lord, the God of Israel, with his whole heart. And after that, the land had rest from war. In Joshua chapter 15, the tribe of Judah received and started conquering all of their territories. Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, was also given a portion of land among the tribe of Judah, just as the Lord had commanded. His inheritance included Hebron, which used to be called Kiriath Arba, named after Arba, the forefather of the Anakim, the giants. Caleb went up and drove out the 3 sons of Anak from the land, Sheshai, Ahiman, and Talmai, descendants of the giants. From there he went on to attack the people living in Debir, formerly known as Kiriath Sepher. Then Caleb said, "Whoever attacks and captures Kiriath Sepher, I will give him my daughter, Aksa, as his wife." Othniel, the son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother, accepted the challenge, and he conquered the city. So Caleb gave him his daughter Aksa to Othniel as his wife. Later, as Aksa came to her husband, she urged him to ask her father for a field. Then when she came to Caleb, she got off her donkey, and her father asked her, "What can I do for you?" She replied, "Please, give me a blessing. Since you've given me a dry southern land, give me springs of water as well." So Caleb gave her both the upper and lower springs. Now, the rest of the chapter lists all the cities and towns that fell within Judah's borders. Altogether, there were over 100 cities and their surrounding villages assigned to the tribe of Judah. But while Judah managed to conquer much of the land, they couldn't drive out the Jebusites who were living in Jerusalem. So the Jebusites continued to live among the people of Judah in Jerusalem, even to that day. In Joshua chapter 16, Ephraim and Manasseh received their portion of the promised land. But the tribe of Ephraim did not manage to drive out the Canaanites who lived in Gezer. Instead, those people remained in the land and lived among the Israelites. And when the Israelites became strong enough, they forced them to serve under labor and tribute. Then in Joshua chapter 17, the tribe of Manasseh received their inheritance. Manasseh's firstborn Machir was a warrior, and he inherited the lands of Gilead and Bashan on the east side of the Jordan. The rest of Manasseh's families received their share west of the Jordan River. Among their descendants, Zelophehad's 5 daughters, Mala, Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah, were also given territory just as Moses had commanded. Altogether, 10 portions were given to Manasseh west of the Jordan. But just like the other tribes, Manasseh struggled to completely drive out the Canaanites. They remained in the land, and although the Israelites eventually grew strong enough to put them under tribute, they didn't fully remove them. Then the descendants of Joseph, that is, the tribes of Ephraim and Manasseh, came to Joshua and said, "Why have you given us only one portion of land? The Lord has blessed us, and we are a large people. We need more." Joshua replied, "If you really are a large and powerful people, then go up into the forest and clear more land for yourselves in the territory of the Perizzites and the Rephaim, since the hill country of Ephraim is too small for you." But the people of Israel said, "The hill country isn't enough for us, and the Canaanites who live in the valley plains all have iron chariots, especially those in Beth Shean and its nearby towns, and those in the valley of Jezreel." Then Joshua said, "You are indeed a great and powerful people. You are not limited to just one piece of land. Go and take the forest and mountain country. Cut it down. Its farthest reaches will belong to you. And though the Canaanites be strong and their chariots made of iron, you will drive them out."
Jabin, king of Hazor, heard of Israel's fight. He called the kings together with their armies in the night. They gathered like the sand upon the seashore, strong and vast. With horses and with chariots, they lifted up their masts. But the Lord said, "Joshua, do not be afraid, for tomorrow I will give them into Israel's blade." So Joshua surprised them at the waters of Merom shore, and struck them down until the enemy was no more. The Lord is faithful to the word he has spoken. His promises stand unbroken. From the north to the south, the land he gave. From the east to the west, his people saved. Oh, give me this mountain strong and tall. The Lord is with me. I will conquer it all. They captured Hazor, burned its walls with flame. 31 kings fell before the Lord's great name. The Anakim were scattered, the giants brought down. From the valleys and the mountains to the cities all around. Yet years went by and Joshua grew old, but the promise of the Lord was still strong and bold. Divide the land for Israel, the tribes shall take their place. For every word of God is sure and full of grace. The Lord is faithful to the word he has spoken. His promises stand unbroken. From the north to the south, the land he gave. From the east to the west, his people saved. Oh, give me this mountain strong and tall. The Lord is with me. I will conquer it all. Caleb rose with courage in his heart. 85 years, but as strong as the start. He said, "The Lord has kept me through the years, and I will drive the giants out without fear." Othniel went and captured the land. Actually asked for springs by her father's hand. Zelophehad's daughters claim their right, for God gives inheritance in his sight. The Lord is faithful to the word he has spoken. His promises stand unbroken. From the north to the south, the land he gave. From the east to the west, his people saved. Oh, give me this mountain strong and tall. The Lord is with me. I will conquer it all. So Joshua gave the land to rest. Each tribe received their promised best, for every word the Lord has said is true. The land had peace, and the war was